Hey everyone, so today I wanted to talk about vicarious trauma, what it is, and how you can help yourself if you are experiencing this type of trauma. And I just want to let you guys know also up front that I am not a mental health care professional, so I'm going to add a lot of helpful resources down below in the description bar. And I wanted to make this video because quite a while ago, my therapist kind of pointed out that I was suffering from this type of trauma. And since then, I think I've learned quite a bit, and I found some things that were helpful for me, and maybe they'll be helpful for you as well. So vicarious trauma is also called compassion fatigue or secondary trauma, and according to goodtherapy.com, it can be described as indirect exposure to a traumatic event through first-hand account or narrative of that event. People in the helping professions, counselors, therapists, rescue workers, police officers, doctors, and lawyers may be at risk of vicarious traumatization. Honestly, I would also argue that this type of trauma can happen, or it can kind of bleed into your life if you are overexposing yourself to the news, or if you're just filling up quite a chunk of your time in detail with a certain news story, or if you see something online that's shocking and horrifying. One example I could mention is one day I was just scrolling through Twitter, and I won't say exactly what I saw because I don't want to put the image in your guys' heads, but I saw something that just ruined the rest of my day. It was a human involving a dog, and the human was harming the dog. I'll just leave it at that. And yes, it ruined my day. So I would say when you're exposing yourself to something online that is heartbreaking, I think that also can lead to this type of trauma. And the effects of vicarious trauma or compassion fatigue is depression, exhaustion, high anxiety, trouble sleeping, increased anxiety, binge eating or not eating, feelings of hopelessness, anger. There's a lot of emotional, physical, and behavioral signs. So the way I've experienced vicarious trauma is through the content that I put online and then hearing back from people. I was actually talking to my therapist about this very thing, and it really does affect me. So when I put out a video about childhood sexual abuse, and then I get a lot of feedback from people. I get a lot of feedback from strangers, and people are telling me their deep personal stories, and it really does affect me. Just like with all the other heavier kind of content videos that I make, sometimes when I'm scrolling through my comments, it can kind of feel overwhelming. So I've kind of taken a little step back, and I just make sure to put as many helpful resources as I can in the description bar of my videos, because I feel like that's the best thing I can do, is just point people in the right direction, because I personally cannot respond to everybody. And again, I'm not a mental health professional. There's only so much I can do. I can just, again, point people in the right direction. So what can you do for yourself if you realize you are experiencing this type of trauma? I think practicing good self-care is the most helpful thing you can do. And this will look a little bit different for everyone, but there are some key things I think anyone can do, which would be talking to someone. Talk to someone about an event that you saw, or maybe a story you heard about. Being able to express yourself and what happened, I think, is really key. Also, taking a break, kind of like what I have kind of done, is distancing myself a little bit from the comment section when I do put out videos that are heavier. It's not that I've stopped looking at the comments completely, I've just taken a step back. Or you might need to take some time away. Also, practicing grounding techniques, I think that's very helpful. Practicing meditation and just coming back to the here and now. Also, experiencing something that you know you already enjoy, so maybe it's watching one of your favorite movies, reading one of your favorite books, something you already know you really like. You could spend time with loved ones or cuddle your pet. I also think exercise works with this because it kind of forces you to be present when you're exercising and you're focused more on what you're doing. Your mind can still wander, but it's more likely that your thoughts are going to be on what you're actually doing at that moment. Another thing that I found helpful is just getting into a hobby and expressing myself that way, whether it's through writing or painting. It's just a way I can just let everything out, I guess. Expressing myself on paper or with paint, it just feels good, and it just feels good for my overall well-being, I think. Why do we create? I don't know, but I just feel like I have to. So again, I'm going to put more helpful resources down below in the description bar so you guys can check that out. If you are someone who's suffering from vicarious trauma, I encourage you to reach out to someone, talk to someone about what it is you've experienced or heard or seen, because that can really help mitigate negative feelings, and it can kind of help stop replaying whatever it is that you experienced or heard about. I think that's probably been the most helpful thing for me, is just being able to talk about it, and eventually it gets a little less intense in my mind anyway. Also, if you guys didn't know, I am uploading new videos that are not sponsored every Thursday, so definitely come back here every Thursday if you're more into this type of content or any content that I do that is not sponsored. I'm going to upload all of my sponsored videos on Tuesdays, if there's even going to be a sponsored video on Tuesday. If not, you'll just come back here, and on Thursdays I'll have a new unsponsored video. But if you guys could help support this channel, that would be awesome. My Patreon is linked down below, so supporting me on Patreon will help me make more of these videos. Also, if you could subscribe to my channel and click the notification bell, because I've noticed a lot of my subscribers are not seeing my videos. So I've heard from subscribers who have told me, I didn't even know you were still uploading videos. And I'm like, I upload every week, but YouTube's algorithm doesn't make sense. Okay. But next week I have a really exciting announcement. I can't wait to tell you guys. I have some life changes going on, and I'm really excited to tell you guys about it, and it could kind of change the content of this channel, I think. Let me know what you guys think in next week's Thursday video, but yeah, I guess I'll just tell you guys then. But until then, I hope you guys are having a great day, and I'll see you guys on the next one. All right, bye.